people. I hope you're doing great. I am also doing very well here. And today is, of course, another beautiful day for us to do what we best do, which is basically equip ourselves with just one skill to make us a little more productive, to refresh our knowledge, and if it's your first time, of course, to learn for the first time. So today I want to introduce what we'll be doing for the next 1 week or so, which is basically quantity takeoff and estimation in road construction projects. So this is a very essential aspect because it involves a detailed, accurate assessment and calculation of quantities and the costs that are associated with the various elements of the construction process. So that is the primary goal, is just to create a detailed, accurate list of all the items needed for the construction. So in the context of roadworks, that means you will need to know the earthworks. You will need to know the cut and fill, right? You will need to know the amount of or the quantity that you will need to do your different pavement layers, sub-base, base, AC surfacing, and actually even the primer costs and all of that, right? So you will need to know the quantities for that to be able to estimate the cost of your project. So just for information, in case this is your first time and you would want to design a project just like what we have here, a very standard project, a complete 6 kilometer project road, you can join our training programs, which are open from January. And of course, the registration is ongoing. You can check the link below. So let's dive in. So the first thing that we need to do is for you to execute any command, for you to be able to do anything in any software, you need to understand how does it work, right? Otherwise, you will be a robot just executing commands. And then that is why you find yourself, you're very stuck at some point when, for example, your supervisor or the client wants a different aspect other than what you used to do, then you get stuck. Why? Because you don't explore the software. You don't explore the different features. Civil 3D is full of amazing commands and features that can actually make your work very easy. So today, let us get to explore what settings do we have and what commands can we be able to do under quantity takeoff, right? So the first thing that we do is we go to tool space. And once we go to tool space, we go to settings. So settings, this is where you organize, basically settings. This is where you organize, you customize and personalize your project. So in this case, I want us to go to quantity takeoff. And once we go to quantity takeoff, we can expand that and we have 3 items. And the first one is, of course, quantity takeoff criteria. So in the quantity takeoff criteria, you expand these and you can see there are 3 items or 3 styles. So the first one is, of course, the cut and fill. This one, of course, I renamed it for myself, so it can be varying on your end. There is earthworks, and then there is the pavement materials list. These, of course, I've been able to edit to customize them to my own style, but I'm going to show you that. You don't have to worry. And what I want us to do today is explore what does earthworks ask to do. So the first thing is we double click on that, and then there is a table that pops in here. And in this table, it contains the predefined table for calculation. So this is the predefined table for calculating earthworks. So if we explore, for example, this is the criteria. You don't really have to worry about this, but the data type here, so it's surface. Mostly when we talk of earthworks, the software calculates earthworks by means of comparison. So in comparison, it means it must have a base, right? A base and then a comparing surface. So in this case, we can be able to expand the earthworks, and then you can see the existing ground. So in any construction project, existing ground is our base. So anything that we are going to do regarding earthworks, existing ground will be our base. Okay, and then there is the datum, of course, which is the comparison surface. Now, anything that is above the existing ground is a fill, and anything that is below it then is a cut. All right, and then we go to the condition. Of course, you can see that is exactly what is here. Existing ground is base, datum is what we are comparing, and then the quantity takeoff criteria is earthworks. And then we go to three aspects here which are very important. There is the cut factor, which actually accounts for expansion factor for the excavated material, and it is always greater than 1. The fill factor, which accounts for compaction factor for the fill material, and it can be 1 or less than 1. So this is, you can customize this according to your preference if you want to account for compaction. And then, of course, a refill factor, it's what percentage of material can be reused. So the software has been designed with the principle of value engineering, and the basic assumption is that you are going to reuse the materials. So it does not account for cut to spoil, right? So that is all we have there. And then after that, we'll be able to explore the pavement layer, pavement materials list. And then you right click on that. And this is now the function that helps us to calculate the pavement layers. All right. So you can see the pavement. This is basically pave 1 or pave 2 from your end. So this is basically more of the AC surfacing. Then there is the sub base, and then there is the base. Right. The good thing is when you're doing that, you can also use corridor shapes. And when it comes to corridor shapes, that's where you are able to explore the different pavement layers that you have in your assembly. So